Okay, in this video, I'm going to go over the page 1, the main page here of the Smart Trade Control. You'll see on the left, you have 4 sidebar buttons. These are different pages. So when we're on the top button here, we're on page 1. That's the main trade panel. You have 4 buttons up here in the top. Those are your buttons that control your stop loss and take profit lines, or the risk to reward that you're using. So if you click the first one, you'll see that we get these 2 boxes now coming up. You have your risk and you have your reward, or your stop loss and your take profit. And of course, you can move these around however you like. So the first button is basically just to turn that on and off. The second button is to release the center line. So now when it's on, it's released. So that is, for example, let's say you want to take, let's say we want to do like a break and retest here. Looks like this could be good. So if price comes back up to this, we want to enter a sell position. So now we place a pending limit order at this price. So you'll see that when I take away this, that we now place this pending limit order. So again, the button 2 here basically just frees the center line so you can place pending orders. And you'll notice that the state of these buttons changes depending on where depending on the combination between the buttons up in the top. So when the center line is freeze to price, if you're in sell mode or in buy mode like we are right now, the center line is always going to be at the ask. So if I just take this off, I don't know if we have a bit of a spread right now. You will see a slight difference between the top, the red line, and the gray bottom line here. The top line is the ask, and the gray line a little bit below it is the bid price. When you're buying, you're of course buying at the worst price, so at the top. And if you're selling, you are selling at the worst price, so at the lower line. So when the center line is on, you're always buying at ask, or you're selling at bid if you're hitting this top button. But you'll notice that you have this other button down here called buy bid. What that essentially does is, if you do press that right now, you'll see, I don't know if you saw it there, but instead of entering at the ask price, we basically place a pending order at the bid. And then we wait until price retraces and we get filled on that pending order instead of paying for that little bit of a spread. Of course, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get filled in a position like that. So that's the risk, so to say, that you take when using that, but you can save quite a few points, especially if you're trading a instrument with a bit of a larger spread. Then that can definitely be helpful if you're scalping and you don't want to pay the spread every single time. But again, if we turn this on, now we can move this up and we can place a buy stop up there. And let's say we place a buy limit down there. Maybe we want to have take profit up here and we want to have a stop loss down here. Then we just hit the button there. And now our orders are on and active. Let's see if we get filled here in this one. Well, this is not a trading demonstration, so I'm just going to take them off again. We're going to go into more detail about how to control the actual risk settings. But for now, I just want to go through these buttons up here. The third button is a lock. So now you see when I move the center line, the distance, so it's locked at 17 pips. So if I move this up now, it's 22 pips to the take profit and 17 pips down to the stop loss. Let me actually just change these to white. I think in the video, it's not the best quality video, so I think this is easier to see if I set these to white. There we go. That should be easier to see what's going on here. So again, when this is locked, you'll see that the take profit and the stop loss is always remaining the same distance. So if they're left here at 18 pips, it's going to stay at 18 pips. If we take it down to 26 pips, it's going to stay at 26 pip distance. Again, if you then unfreeze release the center line from the current price. When you move the center line, then the take profit and the stop loss is also moving. So let's say you want to always risk 20 pips, and you want to place a pending order. Maybe you want to move that up and down accordingly like that. The last button here is fixed risk to reward. So if you toggle this on, you'll notice that now the TP is going to jump. Right now we are at risk to reward about 0.8. So if I turn this on, you'll see now it jumps up. So it's now 1 to 2. And you can control that down here by setting, let's say you want to have it to 1.5. Then the reward is always going to be 1.5 times the risk. And again, you can move the center line up. Now we are locked, so we're moving everything. If we take the lock off, then the stop loss remains where it is, but your take profit then adjusts automatically so that it remains the 1.5 distance in ratio to the stop loss. And again here, if you're moving then the stop loss, then of course also the TP has to move because it has to remain that 1 to 5 or whatever you set over here. Let's just put it to 1. Now they're going to be always at then 1-to-1 risk reward. So I think that's pretty much the 4 buttons here. So let's go on to the next. Maybe just a little bit more on the button states here. You'll notice when I change these, when I turn on the second button, then it changes to pending order. So if we're above price and we're in buy mode, it's a buy stop. If we're below, it goes into buy limit. If we are in sell mode, of course, when we're below price, we're going to be sell stop. And if we are above price, it's going to then be a sell limit. You'll see over below each button the lot size that is going to open. So if we open a sell limit at this time, it will need to open a 0.41 lots because we are risking 2% of our account balance. And that of course changes when we are moving the stop loss up and down. So if you have a larger stop loss, it's going to need a lower lot size. So and the other button, the sell market, of course also changes accordingly to where we put our stop loss. To the right, you just see the price at which the entry price is going to be. So the top one, the sell market, is always going to be at the current bid in this case because we're in sell mode. So that's changing, but the sell limit order, you can see that's frozen here to the price where we have our entry line here. Below that, you see your, let's just put this back here. You'll see your stop loss size and your take profit size. So you can change this between pips. So now if I move this, you'll see that this is also updating to 13 pips and there's 13 pips over here. You can also change that to price and you'll just see the price. So that's just a little visual representation. Again, if you turn this off, you'll see it says no stop loss, no take profit. So that's again just reminding you that if you enter right now, you actually don't have any stop loss or take profit placed. Then down in the next section here, we went through that a little bit also in the video where I go through the user inputs, but again, you just basically change to what risk model that you want to use, fixed lot, cash amount, percentage of balance, percentage of equity, and then you change the value over here. So let's say you want to risk, let's say $50, you change this to 50, press enter, have the button set to cash amount, and now you'll see that this is locked at $50, right? So when you enter now, it's always going to enter a 0.25 lots because the stop loss is 20 pips. If we change this, then you'll see that the lot size then changes up here, but you'll see that the risk amount is still going to be $50. So that just ensures that no matter where your stop loss is, the lot size changes, but your actual risk amount is not changing. Then The next section down here is the ATR stop loss. So if I toggle this on, now it's set to 1 hour. So if I toggle this on, we're gonna get a very large stop loss. So if I put this on, you'll see that it's now 51 pips. That basically means that the average candle size of the last 14 1-hour bars is 51 pips. Actually, it's 25 pips because we have a multiplier of 2 at the moment. If we set it to 1, it should change to 25. So that basically means that on this instrument right now, the average candle size within the last 14 1-hour bars is 25 pips. So it's adjusting to volatility. Of course, if we're trading down here now, we're in the 1 minute time frame, you want to move this probably to the M1. So now it's at 12 pips. That basically means that the last 14 bars, the average size of that was 14. Now it just changes because of course this changes as you get new candles. 9 pips. So maybe you want to have it, a good amount is maybe like a reasonable stop loss, maybe a 3x multiplier of the time frame that you're on, just to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room when you are trading. And of course now you can't move the stop loss line because it's fixed at the ATR, but you can still move your take profit. I think that is pretty much explanatory. Then let's take this off again. The RR ratio, we already spoke about that. That's when this is on. Then it locks in at whatever you set here. Now I set it to 2. And the last one, enable OCO. It's basically, OCO is called one cancels to the other. That can be helpful. Let's say that we are like straddle trading, and or let's say like we're expecting some volatility either to the upside or to the downside. We don't know exactly what it is. It could be on a candle like this, like there's a news release. We know it's going to move, but we don't know if it's going to move down or up. Let's say it's coming in a few minutes. Maybe you want to say, if price comes up to here, I want to buy. So we place a buy stop up here. But if price comes instead breaks down to the downside, you want to put your stop loss up here, take profit somewhere down there, and you put a sell stop. Right, so now we have a pending buy stop and a pending sell stop order here. So if price shoots up, we're gonna go long. If it shoots down, we're gonna go short in the momentum. This line here is a stop loss line for this pending buy stop order. This line here is the stop for the pending sell order. And now you see if this one gets triggered and this is on, forgot to turn it on, you'll see that the other pending order is then going to be deleted from the chart. We got filled down that one, so we're in the buy position and we don't have a sell pending order anymore on the chart. So that basically can help you if you are, let's say price shoots down, you get filled on the sell side, you don't want to keep your buy stop order up there anymore. So when this is on, it just cancels other pending orders that are on the chart at that point in time. If this was off and we got filled here, we would still have our other sell stop down here, so it wouldn't delete it. So that's basically it for page 1. In the next video, we're gonna go through the other pages, but this is really your main page where most of your activity is gonna take place. Okay, that's it for now. See you in the next one.